My name is Caputon, and I'm going to be teaching you how to do a kickflip. Okay, for a kickflip, basically what it is the board does a full 360 degrees, and to do this, there's a lot of things you have to worry about when you're doing a kickflip. Well, the kickflip is basically the first flip trick you're going to learn, either a kickflip or the heel flip. So, to do a kickflip, you gotta, take my shoes off. Okay, one foot, you gotta have it as much on the board as possible, with the heel hanging off. Maybe when you're first starting off, you're gonna start off maybe like that, but try to have it like that. And for the front foot, it's gonna be about an inch or two underneath the bolts, depending, like, just the way you like it. Make sure it's comfortable, and it's gonna be on an angle. So the angle should lead up to this bolt right here. Okay, so you're gonna pop it down like this, and all it's gonna do is flick up your front foot. It's gonna come right up, just like that. You can even draw a line on your skateboard with like a rock or something. But yeah, so that's the foot placement. So foot placement, just like this. Okay. When you're first starting it off, it's not gonna be like people say to like try to stomp it down and stuff. When you're first starting off, you're not gonna be able to stomp it down like high in the air. It's gonna spin around, land it, and then you're gonna land on it afterwards, unless you have a really high pop. So you just kind of have to time it to, like, it takes a while. It'll probably take about 2 weeks. 2 weeks to a month or more. You just gotta focus on staying focused and keep doing the trick. But you don't have to time it. It'll just take like that, and then right on the bolts. Yeah. So common problems that you probably have with learning the kickflip are you'll be landing it like this. I don't know if you. The reason for that is you're under committing, it's called. To compensate, for that, you have to make sure your shoulders are square with the board, and you got to make sure that you get your foot out and bring it back in right away. That's the key, and you got to time it, bring it back out, and right back in at the same time. So another common problem is you'll do the kickflip and you'll land it like that. Okay, that's called landing primo. Could usually end up in some pretty nasty falls if you got some speed with it. But yeah, land primo comes from that by getting a harder flick. Make sure you got a good solid flick off of the concave. This is right here. Get it good hard. We gotta make sure you got a hard flick, and then it'll get a full and land it. Another problem is you'll just be going. You'll just land like this. If you actually land with your feet on it, that's a good thing. It means you're doing everything right. You just gotta flick it harder. Alright, some tricks you might want to know before you're learning the kickflip is an ollie. I recommend you being able to ollie about maybe like 4 inches, which is about this big. That just gives you enough time, like for the skateboard, if you gets it up about 4 inches, it's like perfect enough to make it for the full 360 degree spin. So yeah, ollie 4 inches, and you're probably going to want to know how to shove it, or pop shove it, and this isn't really a need, but I really recommend it because when you're doing it, compared to an ollie, you're used to the board, just staying underneath your feet. For the kickflip, it actually comes up and lands it, but your feet aren't on the board the whole time, obviously, because then the kid wouldn't be able to get the flick. So you actually have to flick, but then jump up, unlike the ollie, which is why you would want to know the pop shove it. Pop shove it just is like this. Alright. That's about the only tricks you would need to know for a kickflip. again, don't get discouraged, because it'll start to be like really frustrating. You're not going to get it first day like you will with other tricks. It's going to take you, it took me about 2 weeks, and I learned my tricks pretty fast. So it'll probably take you a while. Just don't get discouraged, because it takes a while. Once you got the kickflip down, you're going to be able to do a whole bunch of other flip tricks, like varial flip, like a fakie kickflip, half cab flip, things like that. So it opens up, like 360 flip, it opens up a whole bunch of different tricks that you can do with this that I learned on the kickflip. So that's my guide on how to learn a kickflip, and just watch some examples. Right on the bolts, alright? Sometimes that happens, you kind of land it primo, but then you thumb it down, still counts.